This Friday on Uplug.
We want to talk sex. Damasangu.
I've seen weddings, but I've never seen honeymoons.
Honeymoon.
Yes. I'm about to find out what this thing is.
Yes.
You know, because
I told you, it's as if you were wanting to try, but just
he was the one who was looking for it with the most.
yes. I'm going too deep.
Okay.
You think that because we are Christian, this thing is obvious.
It's obvious.
It doesn't need to be voiced out.
Like this.
Oksalayo, we are in the light. That is all that matters.
Diagnostics. Did you guys really wait, or did you guys chow and wipe your mouth?
Answer that one.
Say, hey, what will I do with that?
What's wrong with pulling out?
Just
Maggie,
The devil is trying to.
Hello friends and family, welcome to Uplug. Welcome to the plug that keeps you plugged in. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for choosing Uplug as your channel of choice. Thank you for plugging in Beke and for chilling with us. And as you can see, I'm still chilling with the Vans here, and we are kind of having our final-ish conversation, and this one is going to be an interesting one. But if you happen to be in this space for the first time and you do not know who this guy is, nag opa wagara malengana gimnar nom subido gata fasa wa shadro gatagas gingi den gamazul gamlum na tutursa gi goblo bertapa turo moro mutul komaritson buda komu utwara mutu, and I'm excited to be hosting the Vans.
Oh yes. Friends and family, thank you for joining us. We are the Vans. We are the head and not the tail. We are above and we are not beneath. We are the children of the Most High God. We are blessed. We are highly favored. We are chosen generation. We are royal. We are a nation belonging to God to declare the praises of Him who has called us.
into the light.
Yeah, but before into the light.
I like this.
Oksalayo, we are in the light. That is all that matters.
Darkness doesn't matter when there's a light.
Thank you for joining us. We're excited to be here once again, being hosted on Uplug. We are honored.
Yes.
Wow, what a privilege it is to be on Uplug, right?
Yes, very much
thank
so.
you. Please do Uplug a favor and just hit that subscription button. Turn on your post notifications so that each and every time they post, you will be notified. What do you say? Bekele beke.
Bekele it's the shades for me. It's the
yeah.
shades for me.
Yeah.
That's why there's this new character.
Yes.
No, but are we taking it?
Yeah.
We're
Yes.
going into it.
Next
Complements
level,
complements the theme of
The
the.
theme, yes, next level. Welcome, guys. Welcome to the space. Welcome, Mangaliso.
Thank you very
and
much.
welcome to you too, Mak.
We are humbled.
Yes, I know. so guys, maybe just before we go into the conversation, we have been kind of tracing the Vans love story from the
Somewhat beginning.
from the beginning, somewhat. Yes, I like that. I wanted to name events, but yes, this is the fourth.
Yeah, this is the fourth one.
This is the fourth part of the series, and we want to let you know that we've already received another invitation. We will
Aye.
be walking another love story with another Uplugger. Well, not immediately.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't get my
Next round.
Yes. And we just want to also extend the same invitation to you. If you want us, you and your loved ones are journeying towards marriage, and you want to extend the same invitation, we can sit down and kind of talk about your love story. Please hit us up and let us know, and we will gladly have you and your loved one and have this kind of conversation as we trace your love stories and see what can the rest of the Uplug family learn from them.
And let's show Ope some love. He did such an awesome job right from the beginning, documenting it, putting those clips together, and making sure that this unfolds so wonderfully. So, thank you, Ope.
Oh yeah, sure. Thanks,
That was
man.
good.
No, that's a pleasure. And we will do the same at your space too, if you allow us, as we will be doing with this particular Uplugger.
Sure.
We will be capturing moments, we'll be having conversations with them. So with that being said, let's move right into it. It's our last part of our series, and we want to talk sex. Tamasangu in Changani, Tamasangu. We want to kind of
Sounds
do
so
that,
hardcore.
man. Yes. So we're moving into that space because today we'll be talking about the honeymoon. So that's where we last week we spoke about the wedding.
Yeah.
Today we spoke about Mabo.
Sure.
And then now we are moving into the honeymoon space where we invite you into this space. And I want you to hear this conversation as a it's an important conversation to be had, but also we want it to know that we want you to know that we're speaking about what we're speaking about redemptively. So we are not trying to cast stones, but we're trying to be as redemptive as possible, but also to have this very important conversation, because sex is a very scarce conversation in a Christian circle. Even now, I'm sure if there are other people who are watching me, they're cringing because how can you say sex in public? Well,
Hi,
sex
Mom.
Drop a comment.
Yes. I mean, sex is part of marriage. It's part of love, and we need to talk about it because God has intended it
Sure.
to be to happen in that space. So guys, let's talk honeymoon.
Yes.
What did that mean to you? To the two of you, what did honeymoon mean to you?
No, it meant that we were just going out after the wedding.
It's an
a
out.
holiday.
Realize-
Just have.
Confess, Baba. Confess.
In fact, he was the one who was looking forward to it the most.
Yes, I can imagine. I tell you, this guy did not hear anything that we said during the wedding. He did not hear any speech, nothing. He just wanted to be at the honeymoon.
He just saw the clips afterwards and he's like, "Oh, that is what you guys said."
Yes. Was that there?
No, I was told that
person
there's
there?
this thing called honeymoon. So I wanted to see what it is.
Yeah, you wanted to see.
I wanted to know.
So
I've never been on honeymoon.
To an extent that you were not even there when we were speaking. I wonder how honeymoon looks like.
No,
Every time.
I've seen weddings, ne? But I've never seen honeymoons.
Honeymoon.
Yes.
So you wanted to kind of.
So-
Yeah, sure. No, I feel you. But what did that mean to you guys? Know that everything is done. You're going to honeymoon. What did that mean?
Like at a very shallow level, it just meant that John Woolley Gates.
Oh yes, come on, man.
You know, like at a very shallow level, it was like the excitement was, I'm about to find out what this thing is.
Yes.
You know, because for the both of us, really, we hadn't had any sexual experiences
Okay.
before. So we
You're
were
going too deep. Go on.
okay.
We're coming
I'm
there.
just
We're
saying,
coming.
I'm saying shallow level.
I feel you. That's
But
deep.
yeah.
That's not shallow.
We were
need
like-
to unpack that.
we were really looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Like we didn't know what we were gonna be doing, but we were like sizobona phambili. But
Yeah,
we
sure.
were. I was very excited. I don't know. He's gonna have
Oh,
to
yeah,
spoil
sure.
for himself. But I was kind of excited, but also very anxious.
Okay.
You know, because you hear so many things about sex and what it should be and what it's supposed to be.
So
and
honeymoon
all that.
primarily meant sex.
Yes, definitely. Haibo, who doesn't know?
No, but I think yes. I think
Yeah.
I think that I don't know. Meg, what do you think? But I think sex is important part of honeymoon. But I think it's part of it. I think for me it's intimacy, having intimate conversations, having it break away from, as we have said the previous week, from all the business and just resting. But obviously we can't rule out the fact that
8 out of 10%
Yes.
of that expectation,
maybe 9,
maybe even 9.
maybe
You're right.
9.5.
How about 10?
Not 10, but yeah.
But
sure.
like you're saying, really, it was. We went the day after Umabo, which was the last thing.
Yeah, sure.
So, what happened? Well, how it unfolded was that Friday was the wedding, Sunday was Umabo, and then Monday was the honeymoon. So it was hectic. It was really crazy. Just also, I think just time away, just to pull out.
Yeah, sure.
Was another thing on top of the sex. I'm
just
just
to
saying on
pull
top
out.
of
Yes.
the expectations.
There's
and
a
all of
there's to
that.
pull out.
Cease fire!
No, we hear you. No, we hear
So
you. We hear
just
you.
to
No, we hear we hear you, Meg.
The fact that he didn't get it for so long.
No, we're with you. We're with you.
Now you can see who's the holy
Pull
one here.
away.
Yeah, no, we're with.
From-
Yeah.
No, what's wrong with pulling out?
Just
Meg,
can we just continue?
Can we
It was a
move?
time
As I
to
was
pull
saying,
away
as I was
from
saying.
Yes,
the
yes.
business. Yes.
Because you are my wife, I'll go with pull away.
Yes. I think that's very important.
But yeah, just to get some time out
Yeah,
to
sure.
rest. Because you've been smiling the whole weekend.
Yeah,
You've
sure.
been and all of that. So
Yeah.
and just entertaining a lot of people. So
Yeah, sure.
yeah. Also yeah. I'll just
So
keep it.
it was time to rest.
Yeah.
I mean, I want us to come. Let's have a faith talk towards the honeymoon, towards sex. You were moving into that space. I think already. I want to put it as a question. She had already started answering
Yeah.
part of it. Did you guys really wait on the Lord?
What do you mean
And
by that?
yes, I want to
Yeah.
elaborate. Thank you that you brought that. Waiting on the Lord, it's both, and I'm sure you did the first part. It's waiting on the Lord for a partner.
Sure.
Second part is waiting on the Lord for sex.
Within marriage.
Within no, for sex. For sex. Waiting on the Lord for sex. That's why I don't want to
Yeah.
say within marriage.
Sure.
I want waiting
Okay.
on the Lord for sex. Did you guys really wait, or did you guys chow and wipe your mouth? Kind of.
Can you see a tummy? Nothing.
We don't know.
that cannot be a marker.
Yeah, no, that cannot be a marker. Yeah, no, for
At
sure.
all.
No, for sure. But I think it's a very important conversation. One, because Mak, you are a pastor, and Mmangi is a Christian minister. She's
Sure.
ministering within the gospel space primarily. You are both children of God.
Yeah.
You have standards to live up to. So I just wanted to see something, and I'm expecting your honesty.
Sure.
I just want to let you guys know that I've had a permission from them to ask them this question here outside this platform. We've had the conversation, but I want it to ask it right here in this space. Did you guys wait on the Lord?
Answer that one.
Yeah, I mean, we did. And I say that humbly so.
Yeah, sure.
And proudly so, though,
Uh-huh.
too.
Yeah,
Because,
that's
I mean,
important. Both are important.
yeah, both are important because you. Yeah.
How
man.
old are you?
I am 26, turning 27.
Oh yeah.
You don't look sure.
I don't even want to ask Meg how old he is, but he
Yeah.
waited.
I'm just
Just
older
add a
than her.
plus
Yes, yes. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so we did wait.
Uh-huh.
We did wait on the Lord, and we are very happy that we did.
Okay. What was it? Was it?
Let me speak for myself because it just to make it clear.
Yeah, sure.
It was we waited within this space between us, and also individually myself.
Yeah.
I did wait
Yeah.
intentionally. So,
Yeah. Okay. So because there is a possibility that while this is waiting, you could be chowing elsewhere.
Elsewhere.
Yeah, or could be chowed, whatever.
even before.
Whoever that is doing something.
Yeah.
Or even before,
Yeah.
kind of stuff. So you guys have abstained from sex. One, I'm using abstain because that's a secular term.
Sure.
Abstain from sex, but also you have. I don't know, waited in terms of on a Christian space we'll call it waiting. So you guys have kind of worked that. How did you manage to do that?
Long distance.
Yeah, sure.
No, I'm gonna be honest and say, like, number one, like, was the long distance. It helped us kind of have that distance so that we wouldn't fall easily or be tempted.
Yeah, sure.
Because we didn't see each other that often because of the distance. So that's number one. But also, I think making a decision is a very important thing. I do not take a decision that I make lightly. You know, once I decide on something, I stick to it.
Okay, sure.
And yeah, deciding was one of the things that helped us. And also voicing out that decision to him.
Okay.
So that he'd know what to expect.
Mak, how did that feel when I told you? Hey. I mean, I know even if you have made that conscious decision, but Sometimes you feel like, I don't want to be told, I know. But when you are told, it's as if you were wanting to try, but just, why did you feel the need to tell him? Let's just put it that way.
I felt the need to tell him because number one, we were getting into the space of trying to get to know each other, and I wanted him to know my intentions.
Okay.
Because I very much believe in being open and honest, especially when you're trying to pursue a marriage relationship.
Okay.
So for me, it was just that I want to make sure that as we go into this thing, if sex is what he's expecting,
it's not
then
going
he's
to
at
happen.
the wrong place.
Yes.
You know.
Oh, yeah.
Which is
powerful,
which is
eh?
interesting because you know, you think that because we are Christian, this thing is obvious.
It's obvious.
It doesn't
yeah.
need to be voiced out. You know?
Yeah, sure. And it's not obvious.
It's very not obvious.
You know, there's the 90-day rule on top of that.
Yeah,
too,
yeah, sure.
That even amongst believers.
Yeah, sure.
You know, I'm not even saying it in a condescending way.
Yeah,
But
sure.
I'm just saying that it's not as obvious as one thinks. That
think it is, yeah.
Because there are all these competing ideas amongst our society today, even in the Christian space.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys waited, and when in the honeymoon that day, that was the first time you see each other naked. It's tricky. It's about it's something else there. But maybe before we even go there, and I don't necessarily even want to go there. I just wanted to ask, why did you make that decision? Was it worth it? Why do you decide not to have sex? Was it worth it?
I mean, I don't want to philosophicalize this, and you know, in a way,
yes.
but philosophize. Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
But I mean, on in life, generally, we choose. Whether you like it or not, there's a belief system that you succumb to, or that you choose to follow. I don't even believe that one can just be neutral.
Yeah, sure.
There is a belief system that you follow.
Even by being neutral, you are following.
You are following one, exactly. So I chose the path of Christianity because I believe in God.
Yeah, sure.
And me believing in God, He is the creator. He is the creator of the universe, of humanity.
Yeah, sure.
And I don't know if the U-pluggers can still hear us. It's a bit windy. The devil is trying to.
Yeah, no. I think we are fine. I think we are fine.
But I was just basically saying that he sets the rules as the make of the universe.
Yeah, sure.
Right?
Yeah, sure.
And me succumbing to that or following that the Christian lifestyle comes with the rules and regulations, if I may put it that way. So I'll just put it first and foremost, is because I chose to follow God, and that He said that before we get into unless one is in the context of marriage, sex cannot be had outside of that. Yeah. Another thing, which is what came later, is that now I was really scared of the consequences of sex.
Of sex,
I was scared of one, just having a child out of wedlock, and me following this lifestyle and having to say, how did this happen when you say you're believing in God? So that was one. Two is just the guilt of it, living with the guilt. I didn't want to be living with so much baggage, and time again,
knowing that you are preaching a message that you are not living,
that I'm not living, or even have to try and
not preach
neutralize
it at all sometimes. Not preach it at all sometimes.
Yeah. Or even just preach a different message just because I succumbed to that.
Okay.
So I didn't even want to do that. Time and time again, I would try to desensitize it, but I'd remind myself that this is God, it's His rules. You know, like growing up, I know this is a bad example, but when you play soccer, the owner of the soccer ball would decide who's on which team, would decide if he's the striker or what. Yeah, sure. And if he gets injured, the game is over.
It's over.
You know.
I'm taking the ball, I'm going home.
I'm going home. Yeah. So this is just on the surface level. I wouldn't go too far with this example, but just what I'm saying is that God is like he's the owner of marriage. He's the one who decides what happens
like that.
and with marriage and all of that. So was it worth it? It was. It really was. Going into that space where you are both confused, like, does it go there? How does it? And all of that.
Yeah.
And then we laugh at each other.
Yes.
It's a time of our life. You
I
know?
like that. I like
There is also that intimacy.
Yes.
I don't see how I would have.
That intimacy
how
can't
would
be
have-
Yeah.
stolen.
Exactly
Yeah.
that. Yeah. So how I would have done that before marriage, and you know, even standing there and doing your vows at your wedding, knowing that you have not had sex before that.
Yeah, sure.
It's
Especially the two of you.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So actually, let me just say this as I kind of wrap up. The other thing, my worldview, my belief system teaches me that every other person is the image of God,
Oh, yeah,
right?
sure.
If I say to her or anyone else that I respect you, then I should not
Violate.
you in any way. So sex out of marriage is a violation to her.
Yes.
Even if I initiate it or if we have it, it's a violation to her and
Yeah, sure.
her to me.
Yeah, sure.
So when I uttered the words that I respect her, it was I wanted it to be at its deepest form, not
Yeah,
just
sure.
on the surface level,
On the
but
surface
as
level.
much as my body wants you, as much as everything of me
Yeah, because it
wants you.
wanted.
Oh, the body wanted.
I'm
You
not
would
even
also
gonna lie.
confess and say, hey, what will I do with that
Yeah,
piece
about
of
the past
snack?
year.
Is it the past year? The
I
closer
showed
it becomes,
fle-
the
the
more
closer
it becomes
the wedding date
intense.
comes,
Yeah.
the more,
it becomes
you feel
intense.
like, why am I waiting? Well, this one is my husband.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Let's
Exactly.
go right.
Let's
into
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To me, that's one part of purity. That's why I said we must have this conversation as redemptive as possible, because we can't shy away from this conversation because we have standards to live up to
Yeah,
as Christians. So we can't shy out of this conversation.
Can I get my wife something to wear, please?
Oh yeah, please
thank you.
do that. Please do that. While the husband is doing that job, I'm saying
Thank you, husband.
I don't want us to shy away from the reality of that conversation, but also even to highlight that sex is just a small part of purity.
That's right.
And I mean, I'm just saying that because when you moved into a space, you've said that you were a virgin moving into that space. You had to kind of the two of you had to kind of navigate that space and figure it out. But other people look at that and say, I've made it. I've made it. And I think that's a necessary conversation. That I need to ask you a question before I elaborate. What other things did you have to do to stay pure? Because sex alone is not enough. So
for
guys,
us,
you will forgive us. It's windy. Whatever you hear. We will try to put subtitles and whatsoever.
For us, what we also did, obviously, what keeps us pure, generally as the children of God, it's His word.
Yeah, sure.
Which it says it cleanses us. So like it was just that, basically doing the basic.
I think I will also need to do the same. Please don't stop me.
The basic practices.
This episode is interrupted in so many ways. But do bear with us because we think this is very, very, very important here.
It was basically to do the basic practices of a believer, which is read the word, pray, and that I believe should take up the sum or like the majority of what we hold as meaning to purity.
Oh, yeah, sure.
As you said, that sex is really just
It's part of.
it's part of. It's a beautiful thing if you do, keep yourself pure in that way. But really, the crux of it is God and His word and prayer. Because what makes us pure really is God Himself.
Yeah, sure.
With our human actions and our limits that we set for ourselves, they can only take us so far.
Yeah, sure.
But it was just that.
I want to kind of wrap up this episode, guys. If there is a need, we will come back to add and to it, because the weather is not really favoring us, but I guess you get the gist of it. And what I wanted to come into before I wrap was the fact that, you know, we are in a society where people engage in so many things and only abstain from sex and claim that to be purity. You still have people dealing with things like pornography, like not having contact sex from vagina to penis, but do oral sex, do all of this kind of stuff, help each other to masturbate. It still falls within that same category. And if we're going to profess purity in my frame of reference, we have to be pure by conduct and even abstaining from sex. Our thoughts, our actions, and everything needs to be consistent with that. So sex is just one part of that. So guys, I'm going to, it's raining out here. We're going to wrap this episode. We hope you have enjoyed it. If you have questions, as I've promised, that the next episode, it might be me and Mak, and his wife, but kind of respond to the questions that we have asked. And part of that episode, we would like you to have other questions concerning this particular episode that we need to that you have for this too, for us, so that we can respond to that in the next coming episode. So thank you for setting your time aside, for tuning in. It's cold. I'm sure they will going to finish this elsewhere, this stuff. They will finish this.
Absolutely, we have the right.
Yeah. So guys, thank you for tuning in. Remain plugged, remain connected from the three of us. Ciao. Each other.
This production was brought to you by Imago Day Media.